Okay, so I'm just going to keep this to real basics, basically surface value, because that's really the only information that is around now. I want to talk about the prospect of California seceding from the United States. Um, this is not necessarily a new idea, but it's certainly been given more steam since Trump's inauguration. California, of course, overwhelmingly voted for Hillary Clinton. Now, whether people believe in voter fraud or not is another matter. The private citizen who made this claim didn't seem to give a great deal of backing to it when he was interviewed on CNN. But it goes without saying, California is a big Democratic bloc. Um, as I understand it, the California independence movement has actually passed the first legal hurdle for a referendum on independence. So this is quite newsworthy. I don't think it's going to happen in the next few years, but then we never thought Trump would be nominated or elected president. And I say we, I mean everyone. I mean the United States, the international community. Trump shocked the world in that sense. So I think anything is possible. I think we're living in a very fast moving period. There was proposals to make California smaller states because it was such a big state that I think the argument was it would be easier to manage if it was smaller, sort of micro states. I think six was the proposal. Um, I think, I mean, Alaska is a lot bigger in terms of area, but California is a population of 37, 38 million, I believe. And if it were a country, it would be the world's ninth largest, just around the same mark as Italy. So it's certainly a force in its own right. Californian culture is unique. California has, of course, the world's most famous film industry, Hollywood. California needs no introduction. Let me put it that way. There does seem to be genuine support in the state for this move. I have a friend from Santa Barbara. I shouldn't say a friend, she's really an acquaintance, hardly a good friend, but someone who I have worked with, and I asked her about this, and she seemed to be all for it. So really, this video is for Californians. What do you think? Do you think it's the right move? Do you think it's the wrong move? And regardless of what do you think it will happen? Um, Personally, I am a little bit skeptical of breakaway movements because of the own situation here in the UK. I'm a staunch unionist. I am absolutely against the idea of Scotland breaking up the United Kingdom. So if I were an American, I wouldn't feel too happy about California breaking away. Um, but obviously, this is up to Californians first and foremost. In the United States Constitution, of course, there will be a lot of legal wrangling as to what defines the right for a state to break away. Obviously, the last time this happened, well, there was the American Civil War. I don't think this would be violent this time around. I really don't think that would be the case. The only thing I would say to those people pushing for independence, this is the only sort of sticking point I have. Donald Trump is one president, and he is bound by constitutions to an absolute maximum of 8 years, which I understand for those who detest Trump is a very long time. But my question would be: is one man worth it? Is one man worth such a drastic move? Because it would be. Now, it's not that I think California would flounder on its own. It's a wealthy state. Um, Although it has pockets of serious poverty, I understand, for example, in Sacramento alone, there's as many as 1,500 homeless people. So it is a wealthy state, but it has pockets of poverty like everywhere. Um, so just let me know your thoughts if you're from California. Do you think there will be a Calexit? Like I say, I'm an outsider. It's not for me to say whether there should be or not. I would just say if I were an American, I wouldn't be too comfortable with it. Just like if I were, just like as I'm British, I don't like the idea of Scotland breaking away. Um, I mean, I say I'd like to hear from Californians. I'd like to hear from any Americans really about the prospect of this. I don't think it's entirely comparable to the United Kingdom because within the Constitution there is always that clause for states' rights in a way that we don't quite have in the same way. It's not directly comparable to the situation of the United Kingdom. So just let me know your thoughts. Should California break away? Shouldn't it break away? Why? And do you think this is likely to happen? I don't want to sort of exaggerate. I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon, but I do think that the process will happen soon. Um, I think it is quite possible there will be a referendum within the next 10 years. Um, I don't think California's going to break away. That's my gut instinct. I think there'll be a lot of anger against Trump. There'll be protests. I don't think it'll break away, but time will tell. And then if California breaks away, there's going to be serious questions for the rest of the country. Now, certainly somewhere like Iowa isn't going to suddenly have a desire to break away. California is something of a unique state, I believe. No disrespect to the good people of Iowa. I'm just making the point that obviously Iowa's landlocked. So it's difficult to imagine a situation where I imagine there is some independence. There has been independence concepts in New York State and in Texas as well. Texas, of course, was a republic for 10 years in its own right. But, time will tell. So, Calexit, yes or no? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.